Hey there, wanna make some fancy earrings with me? These look gorgeous and are great beginner earrings. As a beginner myself, I can tell. For all of these earrings, I mostly use stainless steel hoops or some different earring studs, ball head pins, jump rings, some pearls and stone beads, and some wire and chains. You'll also need a pair of pliers for opening and closing the jump rings and for forming some loops. So let's start with the easiest ones. First, I'll just put my beads on the ball head pins, and with some looping pliers, I make a 90-degree angle where the beads end. Then I cut the wire, leaving about a centimeter, and I start with my pliers at the end and kinda loop the wire around them. It takes a bit of practice, but don't worry, after a few tries it gets a lot easier. And if you're clumsy as hell like me, that doesn't mean you can't learn things like that. The way there is just a bit messier. Now I use a jump ring big enough for the steel hoops and connect it to the loop I just made, and it's done. And now kinda the same again, just with other beads. The next ones are a bit more difficult, and now we will need some wire for them. The length depends on you. You can make those earrings longer or shorter too. I start with making a loop again. The 90-degree angle helps you making it perfectly centered like that. Then I put all the beads on the string and make another loop at the end. Now the only thing left to do is to attach our wire loops to the front and back piece of the earring. And then it's just the same again with the second earring. For the next type of earrings, we will need some wire again. I start with a loop on one end and put on as many beads as I want. And now comes the tricky part, wrapping the end of the wire around the base of the loop. I use the pliers to wrap it around once, then I cut off as much as possible and wrap the rest around too. This part needs some practice, but even if it's not perfect, who will actually notice? Then I'll just use a jump ring again to connect it to the earring thingy. The red one is exactly the same, just another type of earring thingy. Now for the grand finale, an earring connected to an ear cuff. We'll start with a ball head pin and thread on some beads. I'm using between 7 and 10 depending on the size of the beads. Then I bend it into shape and make a loop at the end again. And this part depends totally on you. I tried a few different combinations of pearls and beads, but the possibilities are endless. Now this is where it gets fancy. I will use a chain to connect the earring thingy and the beaded wires. I use a short bit for the front part and a longer piece to connect the ear cuff. First we cut it with the pliers and then we just use a jump ring and put on first the short, then the long chain and lastly the earring stud. Now we close it and the only thing left to do is connecting the chain ends to the beaded wires. And it's ready to wear. I think those are all gorgeous and really easy, so you kinda owe me now. Bye!